Ye sons of green Erin, assemble and join in the battle's array. The usurpers and traitors shall tremble when they see the brigade in the fray. Go march to the battlefield proudly, let the foe at your might be dismayed. And the trumpet of fame shall sound loudly, the praise of the...
Is show you the difference between the weapons that were used in the Napoleonic era and the weapon that was used during the American Civil War. This is the Brown Bess musket, and as you can see, quite a fearsome weapon, and it's a muzzle loader. Muzzle loader means that the ball was dropped in from the muzzle end of the barrel and pushed into place by the use of a ramrod. And the method of ignition of the black powder or gunpowder was through the use of a flint falling on this item here and creating a spark in the pan, which fired. We've often heard of the expression lock, stock and barrel. That's where that comes from. We have the lock mechanism, stock mechanism and the barrel. Not a terribly accurate weapon, and that was why soldiers marched so close to each other so that a good volley of fire could be delivered to the enemy. The giant leap forward in history occurred about 1860, and that was where the move happened towards percussion initiated weapons. And this is a 5.77 caliber 3-band Enfield, and it gets its name from the 3 bands we have here, 1, 2, 3, and there's a shorter version also, and that's called a 2-band Enfield. And the method of ignition of this weapon is through a percussion cap, and I'll just go through the firing procedure for this weapon. The cartridges are kept in the cartridge box here. Soldier opens his cartridge box, takes out a cartridge and tears the cartridge. He then pours the powder into the muzzle and then drops the ball, or mini ball as it was called in this period, into the barrel. The mini ball is then pushed to the bottom of the barrel by the use of the ramrod and secured down to the very bottom. The ramrod is then replaced with your small finger. The reason for that is, should the weapon go off accidentally, this was the finger you could afford to lose. The difference between the Brown Bess musket is that this weapon was fired using a percussion cap. The percussion caps are kept in this small pouch here, and they're a small brass top hat containing a compound called fulminated mercury, and it's placed on the nipple and secured in place. The weapon's then taken back to full cock, the trigger pressed, and the weapon's fired. A good soldier under ideal conditions could get off about 3 rounds a minute. Having said that, that's achievable, but quite often with someone firing, the enemy charging, it could be quite a difficult process to get off correctly. So it took a lot of drill and a lot of practice in order to get off those 3 rounds in a minute. The last thing which tops off the weapon is the bayonet, which is kept in the scabbard at the side, and that locks into position here and creates a very fearsome stabbing weapon. Now the bayonet itself in this period, as you can see, it's not a knife, it's actually triangular, rather like a bar of Toblerone profile. And the reason for that is a triangular wound is practically impossible for a good surgeon to sew up properly, and bleeds far more freely than a flat wound would do. So a very first-line weapon indeed. Having said that, very few engagements came to bayonet point. So that's just a brief wee portion to show you the difference between a brown Bess musket and an Enfield percussion musket.
The American Civil War drill was taught to the recruit using a 9 times loading procedure. Once a man becomes more efficient and proficient, he can then be told simply to load and he will know what to do. But the recruit is taught this way. Load! Take! Cartridge! Tear! Cartridge! Charge! Cartridge! Tick! Rammer! Ram! Cartridge! Return! Rammer! Prime! Ready! Aim! Fire! Shoulder! Arms!
The usurpers and traitors shall tremble when they see the brigade in the fray. Go march to the battlefield proudly, let the foe at your might be dismayed. And the trumpet of fame shall sound loudly the praise of the Irish brigade.